Well, today I'm finally going to share with you all how I edit my Instagram photos. Believe it or not, I actually don't spend a lot of time editing my photos. I usually like to straighten it and fix the lighting a little bit and then add a filter on ViscoCam, and then it's ready for upload. And I wanted to show you this process because every time I update my Instagram, so many of you guys asked for a tutorial on this. So since the editing is not going to take a long time, I'm also going to share with you how I make my aesthetic phone wallpaper. I'm gonna start off by sharing all the photo and video apps I have on my phone. And first we have Snapseed, and this is actually the very first app I use because it's great for straightening my photos automatically, and it's great for lighting. So for this particular image, I will normally use the rotate option and it will straighten automatically. If I like the lighting, I usually stick with it. If not, I'll usually brighten the image. And if I notice that a certain area is dark in the photo, then I'll use the selective tool and pick a point and brighten it up or darken it. It's really up to the photo because all photos are different. So for this one, I'm okay with how it looks and I just straightened it. And then we have ViscoCam, which is the step 2 and usually the last step for editing. And for this particular photo, I really like how it looks, and I actually uploaded this on Instagram stories. But if I were to upload this onto my Instagram, my favorite VSCO filters, I'm going to share all of them with you guys right now. I really like A6, C1, and usually I like to adjust the C1, depends on the photo again, and then HB1 and HB2. Sometimes if I'm feeling very warm, I usually go for KK2. So those are my favorite ViscoCam filters if you guys were curious. Sometimes if I want to add a cool effect to the photo, I do like using this app called Analog Film in Seoul, and they have other cities, but I got the one inspired by Seoul because I live here. This app is really cool because they do have more filters, lights, classics, things like that. And I actually use this for the dust and scratch option. There are so many different scratches that you can choose from for a more vintage look, vintage film look. So this is another cool app that I would recommend. And afterwards, I like to check if the photo matches my feed on Unum. I love this app. This is my go-to Instagram feed planner. I really can't live without this app. When I was in Boracay, I actually took a lot of photos and was rearranging it, and I actually uploaded them a couple days late. So I wanted to make sure my feed looked really good, so this app actually helps with that. A tip for me though is I don't like to upload photos of myself consecutively. I do it sometimes but rarely. I'll usually go with a product shot, me, a picture of a scenery, me again, and then another photo of like food or drinks, cafe, and then another photo of me. So it's usually person, object, scenery, or I don't know, etc. Anything not me. That's just my personal preference, and if you like how my feed looks, maybe you guys can try that out. For selfies, I really like this app called B612. A lot of you guys ask me every time I upload a story on Instagram asking what filter I was using because they have a lot of cool vintage effects. So now you know, it's B612. And I do answer them whenever people ask in the comments, but of course, all of you guys might be curious, and the app I use for selfies and cool effects, B612. And other apps I have is of course Boomerang, but I don't really use it. I like to use the one built in the Instagram app. I have this really cool app called Unfold for Instagram stories. This is great for combining images and adding in different fonts, and of course there are many templates that you can choose from. And I also have the Huji app. This was really popular at one point. I love the vintage effect it has, and every time I go to a concert, I actually use the Fuji cam because it just captures the moment perfectly, and the lighting, it just works really well with Fuji. So my concert photos on Fuji looks really cool. And then the last app I have for photos and videos is Velo. I talked about this in my favorites before, but this is a great tool for editing videos, and you can actually add filters. So those are all the apps related to photos and videos on my phone, and you guys heard the process of how I upload. It's actually really quick. People get shocked by how little I edit it, but I really like to keep it raw. I do, of course, edit the lighting here and there, but I want to make it look as realistic as possible. So yeah, that's basically how I upload on Instagram. And now let's talk about how to make a wallpaper for your phone. This was actually taught to me by Erin. Erin is all about the aesthetics, and I saw her wallpaper and she taught me how to do it, so shout outs to Erin. Basically, every time I like a photo on Instagram, I would like it, but also save it. And then if you go to your saved folder, all of your favorite photos are in there, and I basically rearrange it by saving, unsaving, and saving. Like, it's kind of a long process. This actually takes longer than uploading an Instagram photo for me, but I really like how it looks, and I'll just share some of my favorite accounts for these photos. I really like Basquiat art. I've actually seen his work in person at many museums around the world. Le Labo fragrances, Santal 33 is my go-to, and I really like the packaging of their products, so that's why I usually have a Le Labo in my wallpaper. And if it's not Le Labo, I'll always have Tambourines. Tambourines is Gentle Monster's skincare line, and I really like the packaging as well as their interior of their store. They have a great feed, and I really recommend you check them out for, I guess, inspiration. Lambert Floral Studio, this is actually my friend, and he's really talented with flowers, and if you love looking at flowers, definitely check out his Instagram. 90 Drunk Lovers, I love the images here. There are some really cool quotes and some throwback images and some icons. I really like this account, and in the bio it says, find someone who makes you feel drunk when you're sober. I absolutely love that. So 90 Drunk Lovers. Similar to that classic vintage vibe, Classy Badassery is also another one of my favorite accounts. I love the images. It just looks so good together. Hey Claire also has a great Instagram account. I love her pictures and videos as well. So sometimes I do save the videos, and usually that thumbnail will be on my wallpaper whenever I screenshot it. So I love her images. For food, I want to recommend my friend Christine, Dear Saturdays. She takes beautiful photos of her recipes, her walk to the grocery market, things like that. So she has a lovely feed, and I would recommend. And I guess the last account that I will share is Pop Cultures in Pictures. It's a mix of classic photos as well as some memes. So if you're into that, definitely check out Pop Cultures in Pictures. So that's basically it for the behind the scenes of my Instagram world. It's actually really simple, but if it wasn't, I hope this video was helpful and maybe you learned a few tips here and there. I don't know, but I did get a lot of questions about what filters I use, and I did share it in this video. For Instagram, sometimes I do use the Instagram filters, and it's usually Lark and Ludwig. So I like to adjust it here and there, but I do like to end everything on ViscoCam, or Analog Soul, depends what I use last. Yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, have a Joan day.